What's good? Welcome to Look in the Mirror, the conversation. Shout out to everybody joining us tonight, watching the show down in the comments. We appreciate you for rocking with us every Thursday night, 9:30 Eastern Standard, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time every Thursday night. So we got an interesting topic for y'all tonight. We got a couple folks already checking in. C Prince is on deck. We got King over there as well. Listen, I'm gonna say this up front. I need all the ladies to get on here tonight. Interesting topic, but I think it's about time we go there. So yeah, let me hit these sponsors. Oh, hold on. Here they go. What's going on, Chloe?
Hey everybody.
How you doing?
Good. How are y'all?
Pretty good. We got folks jumping on early tonight, so I feel like it's about to go down. All right, let me hit these sponsors, then we're gonna work our way on into this one. All right, shout out to our sponsor for the night, A War on Friendly Grounds. This is our own King Jaquil Martin's book right here, 5-star rated on Amazon. He also has the film that's been blowing up all the film festivals worldwide. So definitely go support, get that book, get your hands on it. The site is awaronfriendlygrounds.com. That's a war on friendly grounds with an S.com. All right. So let's get into this, right? So the title for tonight is are men looking for a second mama? So let me give y'all some context to this one. So one of our loyal supporters shot this over my way. Oh, look, she checking in already. Look at that. Shout out to you, Erica Arrington. So she shot this over my way, and I'm gonna put the context up that triggered this particular conversation. I think it is a valid conversation that needs to be had between the women and the men. Let me throw this up on the screen. So this was the post that went out. The post says, too many men are used to seeing their mom do it all and think their woman should too. Too many men are used to seeing their mom do it all and think their woman should too. All right. So that's the post that sparked this conversation. I don't know, Chloe. I'm gonna hit you first with this. You got any thoughts on that at all? Just hearing that.
I mean,
My sister, Dr. Ona, and I.
I think I would probably want to know what exactly is doing it all. Like, what's the definition of doing it all?
Right.
What's that? Like, I think I want to know, like, what's the definition of doing it all? Like, now, was that a quote from a guy or from a female? Because it looks like it might have been from a guy.
You know what? I'm gonna let Erica answer that. She's down in the comments. Erica, was that quote from a guy or was that from a female? Let me know if you can drop a comment. Just let us know. Yeah, that's a good question because that does matter.
I'm just curious. I mean, the quote is what it is, regardless if it comes from a guy or a girl. But I just thought that was, interesting. I thought it would added a element for a man to say that. But I don't know. I guess I would really want to know. And obviously doing it all might be subjective, right? So doing it all for one person might be, a certain list of things, and then doing it all for somebody else might be a certain list of things. I think that it's interesting because it's like you said, the whole idea that a man grew up watching his mom do it all, and now feels like his wife should do it, right? Like we are all. Okay, I'm reading Erica's comment.
Yeah, I'll read it out. So Erica said, but I'm thinking when a man wants you to take on everything, basically, I'm thinking when a man wants you to take on everything in the household, like cleaning, cooking, paying bills, etc.
Hmm.
Um, so
So,
let's go ahead.
s- I guess my thing is, what are you supposed to be doing? As a,
Hold on,
and
hold
I
on.
mean that for real. Like, what are you supposed to be doing as a woman? Like cleaning, okay. That's something a woman would do. I mean, would clean the house, keep her house clean. Most women want to do that. Um, Cooking. I mean, most women typically do that. Um, Paying the bills. Now that's something that changes, I think, from household to household. Like I think that just depends on what works for the two of you guys. Like some women manage, like in my house when I was growing up, my mom did that. But in my house now, my husband does that. So it's like it really just depends on what works for that couple in that sense with that particular thing. But um I don't think it's far fetched for a woman to cook or clean. I don't think it's far fetched for a woman to fix her significant other, especially when we're talking about a husband, right? So like I'm from the people might think old school, but I don't think you should give your boyfriend husband privileges. Like so when we talking about watching a dude grew up watching his mom, I would like to think that his mom was doing all of that because she was a wife and she had a husband and they had roles in the relationship and her roles were she just did XYZ. Like this is something that I think, it's almost like a dying art. Like, first of all, this should be an arrangement that should be discussed between two people who are married. I am not about to sit up here and condone a woman doing all of this stuff for her boyfriend. That's just me. That's how I feel about that. We, as women, I have a very strong opinion about women giving boyfriends, husband privileges, first and foremost. Second of all, I don't think it's far fetched for a woman to cook and clean. Now, if she wants to work, then you work. So, I mean, if you want to work and that's y'all arrangement in y'all house, then that might look like you going to work, coming home and, cooking or, washing dishes or something like that because, you would be doing that regardless if you were working or not. Right. So I guess once again, different strokes for different folks. That's probably not everybody's situation, but I can see why a guy might see that and go, oh, I want that. I want that in my house. Like I want a woman who's willing to cook and willing to clean. And, if she's better with the bills, if she's better with the money, then yeah, let her do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just, that was the situation in my house growing up. Like my mom was just better at handling things like that. So she did that. Like my husband is really good at doing that. So he does it. So, I mean, I think it's just, I don't understand. I guess I don't see that as necessarily a bad thing,
Yeah,
but
I understand that.
somebody please correct me.
So let me go back for a minute.
Please.
I want to go back for a minute because I continue to see these conversations come up, right? So there's this active I'm gonna call it a battle between men and women currently today. There's all this back and forth that takes place, and these same topics typically will come up. So I have to present this as a question. Um, in this particular comment that Erica dropped, she mentioned cleaning, cooking, paying bills, etc. Um, my first question in all of this is to the ladies. When did it become an issue for a lady to clean and cook? Like that's the first thing, right? So I want to understand where that comes from, right? Because once again, we've kind of touched on this before on previous shows. There are definitely gender roles in the household. Yep, there are things that men have to do that women are not going to do, and that's just point blank. Like y'all like to say, point blank in a period. There's things that men have to do in the household that women are not going to do. Yep. Like I said, when the back door blow off the house, the man is gonna have to go handle that. If he got to hang the door himself, or if he got to pay somebody to handle it. Yet when the car blow up, lady ain't running out there pulling no motor and pulling out no transmission. She ain't about to do none of that. But what I'm starting to notice is a lot of ladies, and I said I'm not speaking to directing this directly at y'all on the show, but I see these conversations a lot now, and a lot of ladies, it's like they don't want to carry their or traditional, I guess you can call them traditional female role items, if you will. Unless I probably just butchered that, but I think y'all understand what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, like I said, men have stuff that they can't just say, I don't really wouldn't do that no more. Yeah, but 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, when like I said, when the spider crawling down the wall, he gonna have to get up and kill that, because y'all not about to do it. He don't even have no choice. So I'm trying to understand why would it be any different for a female? So I just want to put that out there, let's say, because I hear this conversation. The second piece, Erica, she dropped another comment, or another piece of her statement, and that was fixing his plate, or fixing a man a plate. Once again, I have to ask the question, when did these things become a negative? Like, I remember times growing up where it's almost like a lady was, to a certain extent, proud to cook a meal and then to present that meal or that plate to the man that she was in love with, or the man that was special to her, or so forth. And in that instance, it could have been a father, a grandfather, a boyfriend, a husband, or what have you. So once again, I have to ask the question, when did it become such a problem or an issue to fix a man a plate? Like I said, I hear that conversation a lot as well, because once again, dudes have things that they're going to have to do. It ain't no choice, it ain't no option. But we're talking about these things that a lot of young ladies these days, it's almost like it's a turnoff to the ladies now. It's like they run away from these things, or they don't value these things anymore. And I think for me, that's really what it comes down to. Like, we really got to understand or get down to the bottom of what is actually happening. Like, what is actually triggering these issues? Is it, let me put it this way, because I feel like I got an idea of what's going on. So I'm gonna present this question to the ladies. So to all the ladies watching the show right now, ladies down in the comments as well, keep it real. What is y'all problem with these dudes? Yeah, there is some type of issue that ladies today have with men today. And it is bleeding into our gender roles, it is bleeding into the households, is bleeding into relationships, is probably a lot of the reason why we got so many single people out here nowadays. And I like to get right to it. Like, what is y'all issue with these dudes today? Like, go ahead and lay it on the table, because at the end of the day, we got to know what it is before we can fix anything. What is y'all issue with these dudes today? You want to say something, Chloe?
I mean, I'm waiting for the answer to that question too, but I'm wondering if, as a woman, like, some of the conversations that are had would have me. Oh, I want to hear what Erica has to say.
So she says, so what if a man doesn't want to do that either? Like, help with changing the tires, cut the grass, fix plumbing, killing the spider. See, Prince, can you grab that, man? So if a brother doesn't want to help change it, well, doesn't want to change the tire, cut the grass, fix plumbing, killing spiders, etc. What's your response for that, C Prince?
You got the wrong brother. You started off real simple. But the problem ain't the brother that you got, it's the brother that you gonna keep. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women
Yeah,
know these dudes ain't built like that, and they still keep them. That's the truth. So why?
So wait, so okay. So with that point that you just made, is that a brother problem or is that a female problem?
I think it's a female problem, and because they ain't enablers. You know what I'm saying? If you got a so-called man and you let him act like a child and be codependent on you and not step up in a man, you enable that man to be that sorry dude. So it's a female's problem.
Okay. All right. Okay. And see, I wonder, Listen, I have to agree with you on that, C Prince. I wonder how many ladies look at that way. Because see, that's not what I see in a lot of these conversations. So what I see in a lot of these conversations is men, not men, but I see a lot of women saying they don't want to do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, H, I, J, K, the whole alphabet. But then it's like, okay, so you don't want to do all of these things. And then it's like you will pick these guys who, once again, don't want to cut grass, don't want to fix plumbing, don't want to kill spiders. And then it's like you be mad. And it's like I don't understand that. Like, how does that work? Like, let me stop there for now. You
I'm
go
looking at how
ahead,
it works though. See, they don't do none of the house chores, but at the same time, they do these chores. They go get their hair cut, they go get them new sneakers. They, you know what I'm saying? They look good for their woman. They're their eye candy. So when their friends come around, the man is still looking good. Even though he's sorry, he looks good. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know, I tell women just like this. It's you got to think about it. If you look at this, I'm gonna say it like this: people who go around, they jump bed to bed to bed to bed all the time, men and women, right? And all of a sudden, you see this man or woman stop, and they get with the person they want to be with. You see, there was a change there because somebody made them change and become something that they wasn't supposed to, that they didn't think they could be. You know what I'm saying? But now you got these men, like I said, they sit at home. They don't own no car. You remember they only got a car, but they're gonna take you out on a date in your car, and you happy. You see what I'm saying? All these things these men say they can do for you, but it's always your stuff they're using to do it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a romantic night at your house because I stay at my mama's house, or I stay at my brother's house and sister's house. But these women don't look at it like that. They be like, "Oh, my baby did all this and stuff like that." Hey, that is right. He is a baby because he's not a man.
Okay, I feel that. Go ahead, Chloe.
I agree with a lot of the stuff that C Prince said. I think for me, it almost seems like, right, like we have this culture now where women feel like, well, I go to work, I work full time, just like any guy, and I make a substantial living. I've been taking care of myself. I've been self-sufficient. Like, I don't understand why I'm still expected to do these other things that women traditionally do, when it's almost like as women are assuming a role that a man might traditionally assume, right? If that woman is single and dating, but she lives on her own, she has her own place, car, takes care of her responsibilities, works a job, makes a good living, then she might feel like I'm doing all the same things that a man would be doing. So what a man would bring to my situation, I'm kind of doing for myself. So why is it that when this man come around, he now expects me to do these other things that I guess women traditionally do, but I'm, like, I ain't got time for that because I'm working and I'm this and I'm that. And I'm just like, men, if you don't want to assume your role and be the leaders, which you are supposed to do, it's just a fact. Like, men are supposed to be leading. They're supposed to be our protectors. It doesn't mean that we can't look out for ourselves. It doesn't mean that we don't know how to do anything. It doesn't make us any less intelligent. No, it doesn't mean any of that. It just means that that's the role that a man should assume. Ladies, you should not have to change the tire. You shouldn't have to take the garbage out. You shouldn't have to kill the spiders. I know you are more than capable of doing all of those things, okay? But the point is, you shouldn't have to, because you're supposed to have someone that's supposed to be looking out for you and sheltering you and protecting you from those things. And because that man will step up and lead and own his role so that you don't have to do that stuff, you in turn for him should want to cook for him, should want to clean the house, should want to fix his plate, because he's stepping up and doing the things that you now can cross off your list. Black women, we do have a lot on our list. We do have a lot on our plate. Okay. So when a man owns his role, he assumes some of that load and takes that off of you. Allow him to do that so that you then maybe don't have to feel, now you don't have to feel so tired. You don't have to feel so much pressure to now make the bacon, bring it home, fry it up in the pan. Like maybe you could take one of those things off your plate now because you have a man that's ready to assume his role, because you're not supposed to be doing everything. That's the thing. Maybe it feels like we're doing everything, ladies, because we want to own both roles. And if we stop trying to own both roles, and we just play ours, then it'll allow the right man, because every man ain't the right man, but it'll allow the right man to come in and assume that role so it can release some of that pressure off of you. I think maybe then we wouldn't feel like we was doing everything. You know, maybe it won't feel like cooking and cleaning and fixing a plate is everything, because you're not just cooking, cleaning, and fixing a plate. You cooking, cleaning, fixing a plate, and you're doing this, and you're doing this, and you're doing that, and you're doing this, and then you over here doing this too, and you do. Maybe if you can assume your role and that man can assume his, and you guys are working together, then it doesn't feel like you doing everything.
Right. Facts. So now I agree with that. Let me get a couple of these comments. I think that's Demiso Arrington. He said, Chloe, that's strong, 100. And then we got Erica Arrington. She said, so I think it's learned behavior. She said it could be that the guy's mother was single and wasn't able to teach him how to be a true man. He needed a male figure to show him how to lead. And Erica, I said, that is a valid point, right? So that situation does exist. So we do have some men out here who were raised by single mothers, and they were missing male influence or male mentorship, if you will, in their life growing up. And sometimes in those situations, there will be voids, if you will, in those men, because certain skill sets they may not have been exposed to, or certain mentorship moments they weren't exposed to. So that does exist. So I'm not gonna act like that doesn't exist. Let me grab her second comment. She says some mothers don't allow their children. Let's see. Some mothers don't allow their children, not only men to grow up. So they are left relying on others to do everything because they know nothing. And once again, Eric, that is a valid point. That situation does exist as well, which is why you have to be careful not to handicap your kids in a lot of situations for trying to help or make things easier on them. So that is a thing as well. But I gotta pick on y'all for a minute, because I said I noticed no ladies answered my question. And what is y'all real problem with these dudes? I gotta pick on y'all for a minute. I gotta go back to something that Erica said earlier, because this is sitting with me. And it was in this comment that she left earlier about this cleaning and cooking and paying bills and all this stuff, right? So ladies, y'all know good and well that if this guy came into your house and cleaned your house, you would have a problem with it. If he came in there vacuuming, wiping stuff down, mopping floors, everything else, I guarantee you gonna come back behind that man like, he ain't wipe that down like I usually wipe it down. He ain't make the bed like I usually make the bed. He didn't put the toilet paper on the roll right. It's rolling backwards. So y'all know good and well a lot of these things, even when it come to cooking. I know y'all over here bucking. That's what I see right now. A lot of ladies bucking everything. I know y'all over here bucking about cooking, but y'all know good and well if this dude come up in there cooking something and it ain't on point, y'all ain't gonna want him to cook no more. Y'all gonna want to take that thing over and cook how you cook. Because there's some things that y'all are very possessive about. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. There's some things that y'all are possessive about that y'all don't even want nobody else doing. So I need y'all ladies to I don't know if I want to say cut it out. I'm gonna say it like the young folks been telling me. I need y'all to quit capping. That's what I need. Because at the end of the day, some of this stuff, y'all ain't gonna even want these dudes to do this stuff because y'all so protective of y'all spaces. Go ahead, C Prince.
You know, cooking, cleaning and stuff. You're right. They don't want nobody from your house cleaning. But guess what? I'm gonna talk about this cooking thing. You know, most of these women can't cook anyway. So it ain't even a problem from not
Wait. What did he say? They can't what?
They can't cook anyway. You know, we be nice when we go and knowing the food is terrible. We be trying to give them a smile like, oh yeah, you did your thing, and we be lying to you.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
And the teaspoon is. Y'all don't even know what a special is. So half the time, you know what I'm saying. So I ain't gonna lie. So I don't mind cooking for women because I know how to cook. But I know most of y'all, man. I say politely, I be like, oh, this is real good. And I can't wait to go to McDonald's after leave your house.
You tried it. You really tried it. I beg your pardon, sir. I beg your pardon, okay? Because you really trying it today. You trying it today.
Ask the fellas in the comments. How many times you go over to a woman's house and you pretend to like her cooking because you be like, man, she look good, but this woman cannot cook.
Right, Erica? Like who?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
I'm saying, you ain't got to
who y'all got cooking for y'all? Like where y'all find these women at?
I'm just saying. Everybody who said they can cook can't cook. You know what I'm saying?
Look at this, man. See what I'm saying? This is my point. So see Nicole over here agreeing with me on that cleaning. See, ladies, I need y'all to quit playing around. Cause see,
hold on. I was gonna say something about the cooking.
Go ahead.
Okay. See Prince over here, over here saying what he's saying. I don't know who he been dealing with, but I personally do have a problem. I have a problem because click the link. Click the link, see. So I have a problem because okay. My husband is right because I would rather he not cook. Like, and it's not because my husband, it's not because he can't cook. It's not because he doesn't know how to cook. Okay. Like my husband is a restaurant cook. Like he grew up working in restaurants. So when my husband cooked, he used every pot in the kitchen, every pan, every spoon, every fork. Because see, he used to, there's a dishwasher because he used to cooking in the kitchen. So there's a dishwasher. So see, he can use every pan and somebody's going to come because they paid to do so. And they're going to wash all the dishes afterwards. Okay. That's his background. But that ain't how it is in the house because I'm not the official dishwasher. Okay. Like ain't nobody cutting me no check for washing dishes. So I don't want to wash 8,000 pans for you to make a 3-course meal. So I would rather you just not cook. That's okay. I got it because you gonna just turn my kitchen all upside down with these pots and these pans and 11 dishes. And so no, that's okay. I will cook. I'll do that. You don't even have to worry. Don't even worry about it. I got it.
Let me get this comment because
quiet because they, the women lying though because they go to their girlfriend's house and say, "Baby, she can't cook. Be careful what you eat over here." You know what I'm saying? When they know their friend can't cook, they tell you. They tell you.
No doubt. No doubt, no doubt. No, they do. Like I said, these ladies, they fronting right now, man. Like I said, I'm going there tonight, man. So let me get this comment. I said, I hope I'm saying that right. I think it's Demiso. I think it's Demiso. He said it's our fault, kinda. All of the Gen X mothers didn't take their daughters into the kitchen like grandma and the aunties did. Remember when not a man was allowed in the kitchen except to fix the squeaky door, LOL. Okay, so you know what? I agree with that to a certain extent. Um, my only counter comment to that would be, I wonder how many of the ladies wanted to go in the kitchen. See, I think that's part of it. I think that we are in a time where ladies are different, right? Like I said, they don't look at those things the same way. Well, obviously, that's why we're having this conversation right now. They don't look at those things the same way. I think when a lot of ladies before us came up, like I said, there was a different, and I always have to use the word honor. There was a different or a different priority around the kitchen, right? The kitchen wasn't just for cooking. Cooking meals wasn't just cooking meals. Like it meant something. That was the whole importance around the Sunday dinner. Like there was more meaning to the kitchen and what took place in the kitchen. You know, the kitchen, if you look at it right now, you know, I'm sure for all the grown folks in the comments, you know, typically when you entertain at your house, where does everybody gravitate towards? They gravitate towards the kitchen. And there's a reason for that. But see, I don't think the kitchen is looked at the same way as it used to be. Yeah, I don't think a lot of ladies nowadays are looking forward to going in the kitchen with grandma and learning grandma's secrets, you know, learning grandma's recipes. You know, we know a lot of the ladies in our families, they ain't keep recipes, right? So it was just a little pinch of this, a little sprinkle of that. But see, ladies before us, that was important. Like I said, they wanted to know what grandma was cooking. They wanted to know the recipes because there was a totally different importance and priority around the kitchen and cooking and the meals and Sunday dinner and everybody coming together when grandma cooks and everybody coming together when auntie called us all over to come over to her house to eat. It was totally different than it is now. And for me, I think that's a part of the issue. Like I said, we had all of these traditional things that added so much value to our situations. And I feel like we've lost sight of a lot of those things now. And that's what we're seeing right now. Let's see, hold on. I got a couple comments coming in. Nicole says she felt like she had to make a choice. You might have to catch me up on what you was tying that to, Nicole. Erica Arrington dropped another comment. She said, so I'm going to be honest, I did not want to learn how to cook. So here we go. I did not want to learn how to cook when I was growing up. But as I got older and started living on my own, I definitely wanted to learn and would call my mom every day to get recipes. And like I said, I can understand that. Yep, I can understand that. Aaron Solomon said women didn't work like they do now. So they had the capacity to do that.
I challenge that.
Go ahead, Chloe.
I challenge that.
Go ahead.
That is I respect Aaron's opinion, but that's not true. My aunts worked. My grandmother didn't, but my aunts worked. Well, actually, my grandma did work. My grandma worked when my mother and aunts were young, right? She's from the South, so she actually cooked in somebody else's kitchen. She was actually like, that was her job. So she was like one of the, Black women at that time that like was, tended to somebody else's kids in kitchen and all of that. But my mom worked. My aunts worked. So, and they still cooked. And I learned how to cook from my mother. And my mother was, the type of, because my family was Southern. So my mother was the type of woman who she cooked every day. And I'm not talking about even the kind of meals I cook where I might, do some macaroni and cheese and a piece of chicken. No, my mom cooked like Sunday dinner, Monday through Friday. So like it was nothing for us to have two different meats, three different sides. Like this is how she cooked because they were Southern. They grew up Southern, and my father was very much, he wanted to eat at home. He didn't want to, like, this is how they were. Like it wasn't no McDonald's and we gonna go pick up some. It was nothing like that. So this was the kind of food that they cooked. So I challenge that. I'm from that school. I was taught, like, women saying, "Oh, I didn't really want to go in the kitchen." I didn't have a choice. There was no, "Oh, mom, I don't really feel like it. I'm sorry. We about to go cook," because that's what we do. And so, I mean, I think we've gotten away from that. Now, women get a choice, like young women get a choice whether or not they want to learn how to cook. Young women get a choice whether or not they want to do laundry. People get a choice now. I think that, learning how to cook and clean and stuff when I was being taught was a rite of passage. So it was like, it was just something that you did. Your mom, your grandma, your auntie, they taught you how to do these things because they were preparing you for life. So it wasn't really optional. Like, you as a woman, you need to know how to cook for yourself. You need to know how to clean. You need to know how to do these things. So as your parent or parental guide, I'm going to show you this stuff because you need to know, you're going to need to know how to do this. It's life skills. So like, I challenge someone who says, I'm sorry, y'all. I think it's capping. Like, so now, because I work and I'm a woman who has worked a full-time job for the majority of my adult life. So I work a full-time job. I still cook. I work a full-time job. I still clean. And I'm not saying you got to do me or be me. I'm just simply saying all of this, we don't got time. I got time for that. I got time. I got time. I got time. What do you have time for now, ladies? What do you have time for? What do you do? Because it's great that you work and it's great that you have a career. But, I hate to say it this way, but our mothers who had careers and worked and still cooked and still raised us, like, ladies, what we doing? I just want to know, for real. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm serious. Like, what's different about us? Like, what we doing?
So hold on. So we got a whole bunch of comments that popped off when you hold on, see Prince. It's a long list of comments, bro. They like popped off, man. So so let me go back. Let's see. Nicole Arrington, she said yes, what Aaron said. Eric Arrington said, and plus I know a good meal is the way to a man's heart. That it is, Erica, that it is. Nicole also said, also there was a relationship factor for grandma and mom wanting to do that. Okay, I mean, I can agree with that, but like I said, we might need to rekindle that for current day though. Eric Arrington said, but I did stay in the kitchen to talk, but I definitely wasn't learning to cook. Okay. Then Demiso said, I grew up knowing grandma using the kitchen to mentor the young ladies, just like granddad took the boys out to show them how to become men, which is facts. I totally agree with that. And that was, like I said, that was Nicole challenging you back, Chloe. She said it depends on the field. So she tried to get special with it. You muted. Unmute yourself.
So I don't understand that because I work in advertising. So I worked in advertising, which is a very demanding field. Very. Always a deadline, always something due. Everything due yesterday. Everything got dropped in your lap yesterday and is due the day before that. So I challenge back. IT, I understand you in IT, I love you, but advertising is not any less demanding. So, and I still had to come home and cook, had kids, picked them up, dropped them off, all of that. So I'm trying to understand, like I said, ladies, what is different about us? What's different? I want somebody to actually give me an answer.
Okay, all right.
Not a justification, an answer.
Ladies, we want to know what's different. Hold on, see, Prince. I got a lot. I got to catch these up. We got a lot that popped off, man. Let's see. Nicole said you need support in work as well. We don't get. So I'm assuming you're saying you don't get support from the men, Nicole. Is that what you're saying? And let's see, Aaron Solomon said, not that they didn't work at all. LOL. So we might have to have you clarify what Aaron, we might have to have you clarify. So many comments came in. Let's see. Aaron also said, I'm comparing that time to today's pace. Okay. So go ahead, C Prince. I'm gonna let you get it. Go ahead and get it off, man.
I'm gonna get it off. You know,
Goodness.
people don't understand that cooking is basically the heart of the family. You know, when you sit down at a dinner table, you know, parents work Monday through Friday. That's basically the most time they get to spend with their children is at that dinner table. And then that's how they correct their children to eat over a dinner meal that didn't need discipline. Boy, you know, you need to get them grades up. Girl, you need to carry yourself better. And they talk to their children. Then it came to the Sunday dinner when the whole family got together. And then as a family, y'all worked y'all stuff out from who's doing financially bad or, you know, who's doing what. And everybody's catching up on who. Cousins getting to know cousins for the first time and stuff like that. So the biggest trick was, in our culture, they took the women out of our house. They took the women out of our house and said that you need 2 members in the family to work. You know what I'm saying? But they took it out. It didn't work that long, you know, because they still have family dinners and stuff. But now, you got to think about now, people are more career orientated. Yeah, they want families, but they want the careers first. So guess what? Now you destroyed the home. So now when they get their careers going, they come back and try to establish a home. But guess what? You missed out on a lot of things during that time frame. You know what I'm saying? I tell people, you know, it's your choice to live your life the way you want to live it. But at the same time, you got to understand, this is a game we're losing it as a culture. Because guess what? Them kids are talking about dollars and cents and not family. You know what I'm saying? They kill their own over dollars and cents. You know, that's all I got to say.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think priorities. I think that's what it is. Like I'm listening to you, C Prince, and I agree with you. I think it's our priorities have changed. Yes, absolutely the pace is different. Yes, absolutely demand on our time is different. I hear you, Aaron. Like that's true. That's all true. So as a woman who worked full time and still had to pick up kids, drop off kids, you know, be here, be there by this time, do this, do that. Like it's a lot. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it was nothing. Oh, it was so great. Like it's a lot. Who's saying that it's not? Like it's a lot. And you can definitely get burned out from doing it. But what it's priorities though, right? Like we do still have to prioritize our families and prioritize our husbands and prioritize our children, right? And we have to make time for ourselves. Nobody's saying that you just throw yourself on the back morning and you never, you know what I'm saying, practice any kind of self-care. Like you definitely can't do that. I think that's why you have to that's why the gender roles are so important, right? Because that man needs to own his roles. If he's not owning his portion of it and willing to be supportive of you, then it's not going to work. It's not.
Right.
So that's why it is important that you guys are both owning your pieces of it, because that's the only way it really works. Excuse me, otherwise it won't. Like it's so important. It's so important that the man owns his role, because if not, you are going to feel like you literally are doing everything, and that's not right, and that's not okay. Like I think that's why I want to make sure I stress that. Like I'm not saying that you should be wearing every single hat. You should not have to do that. And I think that that's the point. Like maybe there's some of the reasons why we don't want to do the things that we could be traditionally doing in our gender role is because we have to now do those things plus. And when you have a situation like that, you are going to feel burned out. You're not going to want to do it. You're just not. And I can understand that. That's why it's so important for us to establish those roles and own those roles. Because what I'm seeing is women are more career focused. And there's nothing wrong with being career focused. But let's just be honest. When you prioritize something, a particular thing, very heavily, that means something else is going to suffer. Point blank, period. Like, you can't put lipstick on that pig. When you prioritize, you pick something, you say, this is very, very important to me, and I'm putting it way up on my list. That means that something else is going to lose out. And I think we just have to take a look at what we're prioritizing. What are the top 3 things in our life? And understand that, look at that. The thing you think about the most all day, every day, that's most likely your idol. That's the thing that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the thing that consumes you all the time. That's what you've made an idol out of. Now, is it the right thing?
Let me try to catch these up. Let's say these comments blew up, so I'm trying to catch these comments up. Let's see, Erica Arrington. Let's see, this was an older comment when we was talking about the cooking. She said, "Same, Chloe, except for Friday or Saturday, we had takeout." Which you know, a lot of families, that's how that went. So I said, you know, we had a similar situation as well. Aaron also said, it's different now. Life is faster moving in general. It takes a very coordinated effort to cook every day now. And I think, Aaron, that's part of the misconception, right? I don't think anybody is asking y'all to cook every day, right? We're more directing this on the concepts, right? We have a lot of conversations now that are taking place where women don't want to cook at all. Like, that's the conversation. Women don't want to clean at all. Women don't want to cook at all. Like I said, I see conversations like this all the time. You know, women feeling like because they work a job, they shouldn't have to do none of that stuff. Like, I see that on a daily basis. So we're talking more of the concept and the priority and the roles, versus just focused on a woman cooking every day. Yeah, that's not what we're saying. So I just want to clarify that. Let's see. Eric Arrington also said, yep, both men and women need to know life skills, which that is correct. Yep, all of these skills are not just for women. Yeah, men know how to do these, need to know how to do these things as well. You know, a man may grow up and not get married, so he's gonna need to be able to take care of himself and keep it moving while he's single. So, you know, we definitely agree with that. Let's see. Aaron also said boys should be taught these things too. Yeah, correct. We agree with that. We agree with that. Yeah, this is not a one-sided thing. And then Aaron also said, LOL, she going off, and that's not what I meant. See, Aaron, I need to get you up on the panel. I see you down there talking about this scarf. You know, you can cut your camera off and come on, bring your voice on here, Aaron. I feel like you need to get some.
I'm trying to understand what you mean.
Yeah, I need Aaron. I need you to come on here. You can, you know, you can leave your camera off. I'm gonna put this link back in here again. I want you to come on here and just keep the camera off. We ain't got to see the scarf. So just I want to get you up on the panel. Let's see, Erica, she said, preach Chloe. So she was showing some love to Chloe. CC Power, she dropped a comment, which I guess I have to agree with some of this. What is different is social media. I have to agree with that, CC. Social media definitely can play a number on people, right? You know, based off what we see on social media, you really can get a false sense of what is going on. You also can get a false sense of what your role is, what you should be doing as a man and as a woman. So I definitely have to agree with you on that. Social media plays a part in this because we consume so much of our time in social media. Mm-hmm. Then Nicole, well, it's one of her comments. I'm gonna let her respond since she's on the panel with us. Let's see. Barbara Price said true, Chloe. So she was agreeing with you. Man, so many comments down here. Oh, you go look at it. Aaron with these excuses. I'm like, she watching the game. CC, I'm gonna send you this link, CC. And then we also got a comment from Tanika. I think that's Tanika Gaming. We have to be a team and still have our role. And that's facts. Yeah, this is still a team effort, and you still have to have your role. Because see, I gotta say this. I gotta say this to the ladies, right? And I'm gonna base this off of Aaron's point from earlier about the pace being different now in our current day. So Aaron, the pace is different, right? Things are a lot faster. We want a lot more instant gratification. You know, things do move at a faster pace, right? But once again, I have to say this. A lot of dudes, listen, I'm not talking about bum cats. I'm talking about real dudes who about their business. A lot of dudes, regardless of the pace, they still have to handle the things that fall under their role. Yeah, but dude may go work a 12-hour shift at the plant, but he still got to come home and shovel that snow. Because at the end of the day, his wife got to get out the driveway so she can go do what she got to do. He can't just say he ain't going to deal with the snow. Yeah, but dude may go to the plant, even in this fast-paced environment that we in now, and put in his 12-hour, might work a double, might work that OT, that double time and a half, to try to bring in that extra money in the house. But he still got to come home and cut that grass, even though he dog tired. So I know we talking about pace, but once again, we have these things that dudes cannot just relinquish to y'all. These are things that dudes are still gonna have to do, regardless of how tired he is, regardless of how fast the pace is, regardless of whatever. Because at the end of the day, these bills got to get paid. So I just always have to question, you know, when these topics come up about, you know, young ladies not wanting to cook and clean, it's like, well, the dude, he still got to do that stuff. Because y'all gonna have a fit if he stopped doing that stuff. If he ain't taking that trash out, y'all gonna have a fit.
And that's a fact, because I'm not taking out the trash. I'm not cutting the grass. I'm not changing my oil. I'm not. And if you can wash my car for me too, you can do that too. And listen, I got a whole bunch of stuff you can do that I'm just not going to do it. I'm not doing it.
And see, that's my point. It's like dudes, they can't give up their stuff. Yeah, he just got off that 12-hour shift at the plant. But if that spider get to crawling up down the wall at 2 a.m, wifey gonna want you to hop up and kill that, even if you is sleepy. So see, that's what I'm saying. It's like, what? I gotta put it like this to the ladies. How y'all want this to go? What y'all want this to look like? Yeah, real talk. What y'all want?
A team effort is what we want it to look like. But what the part that we're missing, stop smiling, Clay, is that people are not mentioning what they've been trained for, what they've been trained to do. I feel like that piece is missing from the conversation.
Cut that camera on. Let's get into it.
No, sir. No, sir. Negative.
Get it off your chest.
Hold on.
Fritz.
I'm gonna say like this. You said that what they trained for. I understand.
Yes.
When we're kids, we're trained to go to school, be respectful, and all that stuff like that. And we're taught about what is our expectations in life. As an adult, we retrain ourselves for what we want in life. So what part of the training we need to talk about?
We still talking about the childhood training. You said an adult that we're trained, we train to do things that we want in life. Okay, but you're missing the part before that.
Mm-hmm. Because most,
and I feel like a lot of people are downing that time of what people were what different people were trained for.
And that's true too. You know what?
That's all. I'm exiting.
No, I give you that because I know certain
that's
families.
All.
Look, certain families put emphasis on education and not family.
And that is my exact rebuttal to your point, C Prince, of what you said.
Okay.
And now I'm leaving.
I understand.
No, hold on. No, don't run up out of here. No. Don't come in here.
That was it. I just had 2 points, and that was all.
Nah, you know what? Y'all ladies, see, this is my problem with y'all. let me go on and get into this. Oh, the comments coming in. She's Nikita said, intruder breaks in, haha, some women will jump for the gun faster than the dude. You know what, they might.
No, that's true.
That's right. So they might go ahead and grab that thing and let it loose. So I'm not mad at you.
Not me. You go ahead on and go. Cause see, no, you go ahead on and go. Let me make sure I got the policy. But you go ahead on and go first. Because see, you built different than me. And see, this is what I'm saying, ladies. Like, I'm not saying I don't have one and I can't use it. I'm just simply saying there are some things that I'm built for. Okay. Doesn't mean I can't do it. Don't mean I can't do it. But there's some things I'm built for, and there's some things you're built for. So I'm gonna let you do you. I'm not trying to do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm gonna let you do you. Now, if you're not there, then it's got to go down how it got to go down. But if you're there, babe, I heard a noise. Go check it out.
Okay.
I got something to say. I looked at that character that says we turn this into what a woman is not doing statement. I looked at that. I was like, no, this is not what it's about.
Because, who said that? Who said that?
Miss Erica. So it's not about what the woman ain't doing. Because guess what? The woman's doing what she's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? She's letting these, you know what I'm saying? She's creating a space for her in this world. She's getting a career and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's faulting her. But guess what? Can you fault a man for a leech? Or I would say a pregnant roach. Man or woman, you let a roach in your house, you get roach activities. You know what I'm saying? If this man, all he's going to do is leech on you, he's going to take your house that you earn and make it his house while you going to work every day. You know what I'm saying? You became his mother because now you take care of a child. Because he ain't doing nothing but playing video games, smoking weed, and stuff like that. This ain't bashing women. We saying women wake up. Because you got this bum in your house, eating your food, you know, getting you a wet behind, all he could do, and you get rid of him and find somebody going to do to be a team player. That's all I'm saying. You know, so we ain't bashing the women. I applaud you for getting your own. But at the same time, when you take care of these grown babies and you talking about what you going to do, keep doing what you're doing because you ain't going to get no better result. That's what you're going to do. That's what I'm saying.
I feel that. And like I said, it's the thing, man. I'm not, and I'm going to say this again. I'm not referring to no bum cats. Yeah, we know we got bum cats out here. We got bum females out here as well. So I'm not referring to no bum cats. I'm talking about cats who handle their biz. You know, at the end of the day, let me get this comment because this ties in. Tanika said, that's what I mean about each play their role. You have to know the man, woman you're dealing with also. Values, morals, know your role. I also have to present this question to the ladies as well. Like, who are y'all dealing with? Like, are y'all vetting these dudes? Like, who y'all dealing with? Like I have to ask that question. Because to see Prince's point, you know, some of this stuff is sounding a little bummish out here.
Talking about what are they attracting in their life?
Yeah, and I'm like, what kind of dudes y'all dealing with out here? Like, you know, don't get me wrong. I said there's some slick brothers out here. They gonna give you the presentation, and then you're gonna get something else on the back end. So that does exist. But yeah, when you got dudes that's on some solid stuff trying to handle their business,
I don't want him. He ain't got no swag. He not exciting enough. He not daring enough. I don't want him. Why would I want him? He's just a nerd. He don't excite me. He ain't thrilling.
That's true. That falls into play. Is that Aaron down there? Aaron, you on here?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, go ahead and get it off.
Welcome to the show. You did.
I just had two quick things. Oh, I can't hear y'all for some reason. I just had two really quick things to say.
Okay, go ahead.
The first one, the whole you have a bum, that's a whole separate issue. If you have a bum, you know, that's I'm not even counting the bum because you expect that from a bum. But there are a lot of men out here, and I'm telling you from personal experience as a 40-year-old woman, that don't know how to do a goddamn thing. And this don't have nothing to do with cooking and cleaning necessarily, that too, but you know, I recently ended, well, not recently, but the last time I ended a relationship, it was because the great dude, you know, great heart, but I wasn't about to be his mama. Okay. You drink beer in the evening, pick them damn bottles up, put them in the kitchen, rinse them out, whatever you got to do. Pick up your clothes when you get out the shower. Do this. You don't know how to log into your email. You don't know how to do this. You don't have, and this, you know, it turns into me being a secretary for another grown ass person. And it may seem like nothing, but that's time consuming. It's energy I could be putting towards something else. I could be doing something else for basic things that adults should know how to do. And I wasn't the one at this point in my life to retrain. So, you know, I you know, the other stuff is one thing, but you know, there are some things I need you to just be able to do for yourself as an adult. So we could roll through this life as partners and build, and not me having to clean up after you and, you know, do your paperwork and do this and that because, you know, you were babied and nurtured so much that you don't know how to do anything for yourself. I'm not with it. I'm just not, especially at this point in my life. I never have been, but especially now. So, you know, you got to come to me with some basic skills and be able to take care of yourself, because I need you to meet me where I am so we can continue to move forward. I'm not with, you know, me making all of the moves and then you being there at the finish line to take a selfie. Nah, man. I ain't with it.
Okay. No, okay, so I can feel that, right? So for me, just hearing that particular situation, for me, that's different, right? Because see, for me, I'm looking at that like that dude just whack. So see that's a whole different thing. Like I said, at the end of the day, um, you know, if you got a guy who's kicking it with you and he doesn't know or doesn't care about cleaning up after himself, see, for me, that's basic character traits for me. Because see, at the end of the day, you're gonna see that in multiple areas of his life, just not when y'all together. You know, second, when you're talking about a dude who can't handle his own paperwork or can't handle some email, see, once again, for me, that points back to character. Because at the end of the day, if he wants to be a complete man, he gonna make sure he has the tools that he needs and know how to use them properly. So see, that's a problem for me, right? So with you giving us that description or that situation, okay, I agree with you. Because no, you don't need to be nobody else's mama, especially at no 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that. And see, as a real man, you don't want nobody to be your second mama anyway. You already got a mama. So you're gonna make sure your mama good, you know what I'm saying, doing what she doing, and you're gonna be over here with your old girlfriend, wife, and whatever, doing what you doing. So that's not even gonna be a thing. So just to hear some of those things, yeah, you, like I said in my book, see, that's just a whack dude. And see, at the end of the day, yeah, no, that situation ain't gonna work. Yeah, cause see, I'm the type of dude, I don't even want you mama and me anyway. Go
And
ahead,
I
you want
can't
to say
remember the
something,
second
Prince?
thing now,
Yeah.
but if I
Oh,
do,
my
I'll
bad.
come
Go
back.
ahead, Aaron. Go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
I said I can't remember my second thing right now, but if I do, I'll come back.
Okay, yeah, no, I said, don't y'all be popping off in the comments. Now y'all come on up on the panel. Let's get it on in. See, y'all be hiding out in them comments. You know, Erica, she ain't slick either.
Yeah.
Y'all be
I
hiding in them
told you I'm
comments.
watching the game, man. All right, bye, y'all.
All right, see you later.
Let me tell you what the problem is, and I'm gonna say it like this: we don't test each other enough before we get in a relationship, and we don't test each other during the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? If you test that man, you would find out he had a mama syndrome before you really got serious with him. And you know what I'm saying? We got to start testing each other before we commit to these relationships. Then you'll find out. But the problem is now, if a woman tests a man, he'd be like, I'm a grown man. Why would you gonna do something like that? I'm too grown to be playing games. But yet and still, he played games with his boy. He played games on a video game. You know what I'm saying? He does all the games, but he don't be tested in a relationship. You see what I'm saying? You got to test these people you're gonna lay in the bed with, or be in a relationship with, or share your body and your finances with. You know what I'm saying? You gotta test these fools. If you don't test them, and then all of a sudden they take you for your body, your money, and your mental state, you mad. But it's your fault because you didn't test them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying, C Prince. You do have to know who you're dealing with. Like, I think was that Tanika that said that? Like, know who
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
dealing
that
with.
was
Like,
Tamika.
you
Yeah, she said
do.
you gotta know.
Like, you really do. Like, we get into these situations and we don't take enough time to get to know each other and get to know personalities and character. We do have a tendency sometimes to just jump into things. But I will say this too, just speaking from personal experience, you know, my father, he's no longer with us, but my father was was a guy that needed some additional, like he needed additional. Like he wasn't the guy that, like, you know, didn't know how to do anything or anything like that. He was a handy guy, but there was deficiencies, right? So he might have been the guy that could change the tire or oil, do all of that. But like some of the stuff that, like Aaron was saying, for instance, like he might be that guy that might not understand how to do this particular thing or understand how to do that particular thing. And my mom had to kind of fill the void for those things, but then he knew these other things over here. So it's one of those situations where if my mom had been thinking like that, like they wouldn't have been together. So as a woman, you do have to decide what you gonna deal with and what you not gonna deal with. Like you have to have your preferences and you have to have, you know, like your boundaries, and you have to have that. That's important. I'm just saying, like, for me, as a woman who's been married for 14 years, I think I also had to learn too, expectation versus reality. And sometimes you have to be able to take the good with the bad. Like very randomly, are you going to find somebody that's just going to kind of do the things, right? All the things. So you do as a woman have to decide, okay, yes, but I'll deal with this, but I won't deal with that. Right? Yes, sometimes it is too much expectation. Like sometimes what we think is supposed to look like, the marriage, the relationship, what we think it's supposed to look like is not real. It's not real. Like it's our expectations, and then we get disappointed because we think it's supposed to look like a certain thing, and then we get in that thing and it ain't what we thought.
Right.
You know, I done picked up behind people before that I feel like I shouldn't have to, and did things that I feel like I shouldn't have to. But you know, I also know I have to take the good with the bad too. And this is not, you know, this is not to say a person should take stuff from a person that they don't want to. You have to decide what your boundaries are. You have to decide what you gonna deal with and what you not gonna deal with. And then you have to say, okay, this person is not meeting my criteria. It ain't gonna work. That is all what's involved with knowing a person, like knowing what their strengths and weaknesses are. Sometimes you're not gonna want to deal with it, and that's fair. I'm just simply saying, like, you know, it is important for us to know and have those boundaries and establish that early on in the relationship, so that we don't get in a situation where you know, we in a relationship with somebody and you know, now we dealing with stuff that we don't want to deal with and we burnt out and, you know, all of these types of things. So I just think, you know, I'm always curious to see, like, you know, when it comes to knowing what, you know, understanding, like, I don't know, I guess expectation versus reality.
Right. Now I feel that. You want to say something, Aaron? I saw you pop back up.
I remember what I was going to say now. Back to these gender roles that you were talking about. Um, I think we get too caught up in the gender part of the roles, and you know, you got to do what works in your home. You know, what if her food don't taste good? You know what I'm saying? And he cooks because it's better. So I think we get caught up in the gender part too much. And we have to figure out what roles work in that particular home to make everything go.
Okay. No, I can agree with that. So now I gotta challenge that. So Aaron, when the garage door break, what you doing about that?
It depends. Like I'm gonna go see what I can fix it. Listen, I'm the spider killer in my house. Okay.
Okay.
When it's a spider in my house, they calling me. So, and I'm talking about, the my everybody, my man, everybody. I'm the spider killer. Okay. If the garage door needs to be fixed, I'm gonna either call the little number, we're gonna get on YouTube, we're gonna do something. Okay. I figured out how to be handy, before I had a man to do all of that. So it's just like, well, if it's something I can do, then we gonna do it. It doesn't matter who does it or what, it's just, we kind of just do what makes the house go.
Okay. So I can understand that, but my question to that is, Aaron, do you want to do that? That's my question. So I know you will do it out of
Oh yeah,
necessity
don't
or
bother
out
me.
of
I don't care. It doesn't, I've been doing it all my life. So, that's not anything new to me.
No, well, wait 1 minute though. We care. As women, we care. We
No,
gotta stop doing
because
that.
I'd
Like
rather
we
I'd
gotta be
rather fix
honest.
the garage than fold
We
clothes.
we care. I'm not saying you can't do it, you won't do it, but we care.
It
Because if
depends
we
on the
didn't,
person, babe. It
because
depends on the person. I
if
would
we
rather,
didn't care, okay, this is the point I'm trying to make.
if I could
We
get him to
care.
fold the clothes and I can go fix the garage, then happy wife for real. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the home.
Okay, this is what I'm saying now. And I said this earlier. As women, we are more than capable of doing all of these same things. Like it's not about an issue of women not being capable. We have proven how intelligent and how capable we are. So we are capable. But there is a level of we do care. We don't care because we got to do it, but we do care. That's why we're so quick to say when a man come around and he don't know how to do this, oh no, I ain't dealing with that. Because at the end of the day, we do care. Because when that man is there, we do expect him to do certain things. He should be, as a man, able to do certain things. So when he can't, we care. So just because we're put in a situation where we now have to do something because there is no man in that role or whatever the case may be, or maybe we are a woman that's like, I just want to know how to do this for myself. That's fine, perfectly fine. But I challenge when as women we say, and I'm speaking for myself too. I challenge as women when we say we don't care, because I don't think we're being completely honest with ourselves when we say we don't care. I
It
believe that
really
we do care.
depends on the person and the household, because what you care about may not be somebody else's priorities. So it depends, and that's my whole point. We get caught up in what are supposed to be these defined roles, and it's about what works in your home. You know what I'm saying? So they may be fluid. You may do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do it the other days, but it's fluid. It's about what works in your home. And I think the social media comment was great, because it exacerbates the fact that we're putting definitions on these things that have to be done, instead of just doing what works, to keep our homes happy and moving in the right direction.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask this last question, Aaron. Go ahead. Go ahead, C Prince. I'm gonna ask this last question, man. Go ahead.
I'm gonna change the topic. Go ahead and ask your question before I say something.
No, I just gotta ask this last question. I said, let's say Aaron over here trying to open up this can, and I'm all ready to go there with it. She opening up this can. So Aaron, you mean to tell me when I drive down your street? So I'm gonna give you the scenario. So Aaron is she got a little husband, got a little kid, got a little family over there. So when I drive down your street and I see your husband sitting up on the porch sipping on some lemonade or something, I see the little kid over there playing with his toys, and I see you pushing the lawnmower, cutting the grass. You ain't got no problem with that.
Depends on what's happening, or
Uh,
why the day is. It just depends. It's not so I
Aaron,
can't cut the grass just because, like, it doesn't
no.
that stuff
No, I'm not
doesn't
saying you can't.
that
Hold
doesn't mean
on.
anything.
I'm not saying you can't cut the grass, Aaron. What I'm saying is, when I drive down that street,
But see, this is the thing, though. You know, you wanna define what's going on in my home. You have no idea.
no,
You have
I'm
no
not.
idea. And just like I said, I'm not with it. That doesn't mean he's not doing X, Y, and Z. He could have built me a whole she shed in the backyard. And so now I'm cutting the grass because, you know, he did his thing. We don't know what the situation is. You know what I'm saying? It's give and take, it's ebb and flow. Is you know, we may not all be busting our butt all at the same time, but as long as everybody's doing their part, then it works.
Okay, all right. I'm
It
gonna
works.
leave it at that. Go ahead.
It works until, and this is just my perspective totally. And so this doesn't mean that Erin, she feel how she feel, right? But like it works until, you know, it's something that we hold in high regard. See, so as long as it's nothing that we, you know, don't consider like a boundary item, right? Like I don't know. I think of some of the stuff that was mentioned earlier as problems, and they were small to me. But then we get to talking about, you know, cutting the grass, and it's like, oh, well, you know, it's okay. Like I can do. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like
No,
sometimes we're not being completely honest about it. Like
let,
you know, it ain't about. It's not about the gender role in itself. Like it's not about that. It's not just that a man can only do cutting grass. It's not just that a woman can only cook. Like a man can cook too, a woman can cut grass too. So it's not that a woman has to only do this and a man has to only do that. We've proven that in some households there isn't that other role. So you have to do what you got to do. So that's true. So it's not that these people have to own these specific positions and they can never do anything else. It's just that when you're in a relationship where there is that definition isn't there, um, I believe that those are those moments where women get to the point where they're burned out, or those are those moments where women feel like I'm doing everything, or those are those moments where, because we don't have a definition of who's doing what, when, and how. I think we should definitely work together as a team. But I feel like when you don't establish who's going to do what, when, how, where, then that's when you have a situation where somebody is feeling like they doing everything. And now that's when it causes an issue. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion.
I feel like go ahead, see Prince. Then I gotta get at Alicia on here. She's trying to start something. Go ahead, see
We
Prince.
gotta let CC speak too.
Okay.
Yeah. She's still with us.
Oh,
CC, you still
Yeah,
there?
can you hear me?
go
Yeah,
ahead.
we can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm here. I can
You want to
listen.
say something?
I can't remember what the topic what you were talking about before I finally got in here, but I just remember when you said that a man, raised by a single parent, and I had
Right.
three brothers, and my mother and father got a divorce. We were very young, and she raised all three of my brothers and me. And my brothers all three of them are very successful. They turned out great. But the one question that my one brother did ask, he asked at his I think he was like 40 when he had his 40th birthday party, and he said the one problem I had growing up without a father was I wasn't sure how to be a man. And
Right.
that's what he said. And he said he had to learn that on his own, how to be a husband and how to be a father. And
Right.
so it's pretty much you got to teach yourself. Even though we had our grandfathers and uncles, we had pretty good men in our circle, but it still wasn't our dad.
Yeah.
So that was yeah, that was
You know,
I
can agree.
never knew that. Hello?
Yeah, I can agree. Like I said, there that is or that is a situation that we see, right? So when we have a situation where a single mother has sons, there are certain things that those sons need to be exposed to as they're growing up. Of course, the ideal situation would be directly, from their father, but it can come from other males around them, like you spoke about y'all circle, right? That's important to have a circle of men. If it be uncles, grandfathers, it might be the neighbor. You know what I'm saying? I've seen situations where, you had sons who were raised by single moms, and the neighbor took an interest in the young man, and was mentoring the young man as he was growing up, giving him those pieces that he needed to know to help him in his journey to becoming a man. So
Right.
like I said, the situation is definitely doable, but sometimes there can be voids. I said, I'm not all, but some situations there can be voids in certain males as they grow up, if there's not a male figure or some type of male influence that is solid, because that's also important as well. It's got to be a solid foundation male around them, to give them that mentorship and that guidance as they grow up. Go ahead, C Prince. I see you want to say something, man.
I mean, we have a great conversation and stuff, but I also think that the one group we haven't talked about is the successful men, because most of them are looking for second mamas. Because guess what? They successful, you know what I'm saying? And you think about it, most of them don't want to spend their money. They want to flaunt what they got, but the women they look and attract are like mother figures. You know what I'm saying? So, we could talk about everything else, but most of these women that's on this panel are successful. And they're attracting successful men. And most of them are mama boys. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they know what they're getting with the dirt bags, but the successful dudes are the mama boys that they're attracting.
So okay, so let me ask this question. Going back to the topic of the show, are men looking for a second mama? At the end of the day, is it really dudes looking for a second mama? Is it dudes looking for a real partner? Like what is it? Because like I said, at the end of the day, like I said, from my experience, I never was looking for a second mama. Like I said, I had a mama. I think my mama down in the comments, low key. Shout out to Barbara Price. I think she in the comments right now. She rock with us almost every night. So I have a mama. My mama is still here, right? So I was never looking for a second mama, when I was looking for my companion or my partner. So I think that's the question. Are black men or men in general? I'm gonna say black men. That's what we're talking about. Are black men looking for a second mama?
Why can't we change that perspective? Why can't it be that men grew up looking for, watching their moms? And if she was the mom that I agree, Corinne, like what's the definition of mom boy? But I'm gonna ask, I want C Prince to answer that. But let me finish this, and I want C Prince to answer that. Okay. But so what if it's that the guy grew up with a mom who exactly, that's where I was going with it, Erica. Grew up with a mom who he felt took care of him and his family, his siblings, and he watched this woman, do all these great things, and is like, you know what, I want somebody like my mom who did this or she did this or she did that or whatever the case may be. Like, what if it's not that they're looking for a mother, but they're looking for someone who is similar to their mom because they felt that was their example. Like, as women, our first love, if we get this experience, every woman don't get this experience. Okay, I understand that. But for the women who do get the experience to have their dad in the home, even if he ain't perfect, okay, our first love typically is our father. Like, he's the man who shows us how to love. He's the man who, you know, loves us. That's the first unconditional love relationship that we get. So exactly, that's where I'm going with this. So if we usually we build our dads up, right? As little girls, if our dads are in our lives like that, we build them up, and we like, you know, I want somebody like my dad, like I want him, you know, that's how we do. So I'm wondering if it's the same thing for men. Like men, like we hear Erica. Like I wonder if it's the same thing for men. Like they look at their moms as an example, and they go, "Oh, I want a woman kind of like my mom, because I feel like my mom is a great example of a woman who, you know, had a wife and a family and all of that." So I think maybe it's not that men, and we're not talking about the bums, okay? We throwing the bums out. We're not talking about that. We talking about the serious dudes, right? You know, maybe it's that they're looking for that because for them that's the example, right? Like that's the pinnacle for them because that's what they saw growing up. Just like as a woman, that's the male representation that I had growing up. So that's what I'm looking for, you know, right? Like, so maybe it's not that, you know, we, you know, I want another daddy, and that, you know, the man wants another mama. Maybe it's that we're using this as an example. So wait, I'm reading her. Is it unrealistic? I don't know. I don't know if it's unrealistic or not. I think it's just a natural. Like I think it's natural for you to do that, because how else are you going, you know, when you're growing up, how else are you going to form those ideals? Like you form those ideas off your experiences. And growing up, the only experience you have is as a man, you know, what your mom did. And as a woman, what your dad did. Like you don't have no other sphere of reference. Like you have no other thing to reference but your parents. So I don't know if it's unrealistic. I think the unrealistic come in when you start to idolize. Like if you take your mom and you go, she's like the most, nothing was, my mom did everything exactly right. And if my wife don't do it exactly like that, then she ain't right. Same thing with a woman. If you then take your dad and put him on a pedestal and you say, oh, my dad did everything my dad did was exactly perfect, was exactly right. And if man don't do it exactly like my dad did, I think that's when you can start to get unrealistic, right? Because these are still people. Like dad is still a person. So I'm sure if I talk to my mom, my dad gonna tell me about the things that was his imperfections. And same thing with, you know, if I talk to my dad will probably tell me about my mom's imperfection, because they still have imperfections. I think it's when you put them in a seat of being an idol, then you might have unrealistic expectations.
I'm gonna answer this question because I love this one. I love to answer this. You know, when you think about it, you know, most men first relationship that they're gonna see is their parents, and of course it's gonna be their mother, and the mother plays a big role on how men view relationship. If your mother's abused, taken care, you're gonna take them characteristics with you when you leave that house, right? Now, if you have a strong mother, you're gonna look for a strong woman and look for the characteristics that your mother has. Not saying that you want to be with your mother. You see what I'm saying? There's a different thing when you got a grown man that bees with a woman and he looks for the nurturing part, the taking care. You know, I'm gonna stay at home while she go out and take care of me. A mama's boy. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with looking at guys from your house, especially in a healthy relationship. But there's a problem when a grown man gets a woman that takes care of him, and he sits at home and do nothing. He don't contribute nothing to the household. And if they become successful and they still allow this woman to take care of them, that is a mama's boy. Because guess what? They should be taking care of that woman, or at least be a team. But when they just selfish, that's selfish. That they want somebody to take care of themselves and take care of nothing. They are mama's boy. That's it.
So let me ask this question, man. Then I got to go back to a comment and address something. So I said, we got a lot of ladies watching us right now. I'm gonna ask this question. I want y'all to be honest. Ladies, Do some of y'all want to be some of these dudes, mama? I'm going there. I'm going there. Real talk, ladies. Do some of y'all want to be these dudes, mama? Because I see a lot of examples of ladies acting like mamas. These be grown dudes, and I'm not saying that dudes can't fall short in some areas and may not be good at certain things or whatever. But some of y'all be acting like y'all want to be somebody mama for real. So I gotta ask that question. Do some of y'all secretly want to be some of these dudes mama? Real talk. Go ahead, C Prince. You want to say something, man?
Hey, women, y'all can answer truthfully because I understand there's some fools going out there y'all didn't know until y'all. I understand. Just answer truthfully. You know, there's a lot of fools gold out there in these men. They look good. They act good.
Hold on, here they come, man. Here they come. All right, the answer's coming in. So let me see what we got. Tanika said no. Okay. All right. Corinne said absolutely not. Okay. Erica said, all right, she don't want to be nobody, mama. Okay. Teresa said absolutely not. Okay. All right. Okay. It's coming out. Tiffany said to the no. Okay. All right. Okay. I guess they let it be known. I guess they let it be known. Is that, wait a minute, Cece still with us? Cece, you still with her?
Yeah, I think I want to say something on that.
Go
Can
ahead
you
and
hear
say
me?
it. I feel like you want to say something. Go ahead and say it, Cece.
Okay, I think that this generation right now, I'm sorry, they want to be they man's mama. They want to lead him. They want him to do everything they say. You know how that one little trend, and then the guy say he not gonna wash the dishes, and then the woman just cuss him out, go all off on him like he ain't nothing but a punk.
Right.
So I think that a lot of women now, they do want to wear the pants, as they say. They want to be in charge of the man, but they want a man. The ones who want them, they want a man, but they don't want them to lead. They really don't. And it's kind of sad, and then a lot of men just let them go ahead and call them bees and all that and dog them out, but you the man. I don't get it. I don't get it because even like women try to take control. I'm just saying this generation from what I've seen, they try to take control of the man sexually. So I'm not sure where they coming from, because they not men to me. I like a real man, a man, a man's man. I don't like this little any type of feminine side that they have. Only do that with your woman. Don't let her see that outside. Keep that junk inside or in the closet, wherever it is. I don't want to see it because I don't give you no respect. And like I said, I grew up with all men. All my cousins was men. I had a few cousins that were girls. So I'm a different type of woman. I don't play that mess. I might sometimes get out of hand, but that's why I gotta get put in check, because that's what I'm used to. You know what I mean?
I
So
got that. I
Let
get
them
that.
know, sis. Let them
Hey,
know.
can I say something like this?
Go ahead, C Prince.
I think most of the men ain't looking for a second mama. They looking for that sugar mama. Because you know what? Relationships are hustle. They hustle nowadays. You get around most men nowadays, they talk about, oh yeah, man, you see old girl over there, she makes 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? You know, I gotta do this and that. You know, we go after them. You know what I'm saying? Not me, ladies. Don't get that twisted. I said we as a general statement because I don't want to hear y'all saying I'm doing this because I ain't taking care of me. I take care of my damn self. But most men are looking for sugar woman because guess what? Due to popular belief, women are more successful than men. They might not get the money that we getting, but overall, women out there making moves, and we gotta really look at how they moving. You know what I'm saying? And most men, you know, we got caught up in the system. You know, we got caught up in a lot of stupid stuff. You know that we can't achieve our dreams. But guess what? The hustle is to get you that woman, that 6-figure woman, just like they look for that 6-figure man. Don't think we ain't looking for that 6-figure woman. And once we get a hold of her, guess what? We're gonna try to keep her happy, get our side pieces and all that stuff. But other than that, we doing the same thing y'all doing. But guess what? We get away with it because guess what? We ain't gold diggers. We just bums.
Oh man, there you go, man. Man, let me get this comment, man. So Teresa Top Riley, she said, but it's hard to find. I think she's saying it's hard to find a man for me to follow. Be my protector. We will work together in our household. So Teresa, I got a question about this because I said I hear this a lot as well. So we do know that there are some men out here who are falling short. So we know that is a thing, right? We know we got some men that are missing in action. We know we got some dudes that's all over the place. There's a lot going on out here right now in 2021. My question to you though is, are you having a hard time finding a man for you to follow? Or are you having a hard time finding a man who lets you call the shots on how he's going to lead? So I want you to answer that for me, Teresa, because I hear this a lot. I hear ladies can't find a man who can lead. Ladies can't find a man to be their protector. But then at the same time, they want to dictate how that man leads and how he protects. So I want you to answer that for me, Teresa. Go ahead, Chloe. So you want to say something?
No, I was agreeing with you because we've had this conversation on this show before, and we've had women literally say, no, I don't mind if a man lead, but he got to lead me like this. And I just think that like that, we got to be careful of that, ladies. And I'll put myself in that bucket too. Like we got to be careful because we want a man to lead, and we do at our core, we do want the man to lead, but then we want to tell him how to lead us. Lead me like this, lead me like this, don't lead me like that, don't be trying to tell me this, don't be trying to tell me that, don't be trying to do this. And it's like, that's not real leadership. You can't go to your boss, Black women and women in general. You cannot go to your boss. You cannot go to your boss, Erica, and I love you. But you cannot go to your boss and tell your boss, lead me like this, lead me like that, lead me like this. And however your boss leads you, you're going to follow because they're paying you to follow. And as women, we have to understand, like, we're not supposed to be determining whether or not the man is leading us off a cliff, right? Like, obviously, I'm not telling you if a man don't know how to lead, like really genuinely don't know how to lead, then I'm not going to tell you to follow somebody that don't know what the heck they doing. But what I am saying is we can't run the show. Like if we want a man to lead, we have to give him a real opportunity to lead. I'm hearing women say before the man even come in the situation, I'm hearing women say, well, yeah, but he can't lead me like this. It's like, wait, sis, have you allowed the man the opportunity to show you how he leads and what he's capable of? Or are you already telling him going into it, yeah, you can lead me, but you can't lead me like this. You can't lead me like that. It's like, it doesn't work like that. You have to give this man a chance to lead because you might be stifling him by not allowing him to step into that role and seeing how that man is going to lead you and how he responds to leadership. Like, I think we have to, plus ladies, let's just be honest. Sometimes we need to just be quiet.
Wait, hold on. Wait. What?
Like, ladies, sometimes we got to be, sometimes we got to set that hot thing down.
Hey,
and we got to let the man lead. Like, sometimes we need to be put in our place. Sometimes we need to be told what to do. Sometimes we need to just let that man lead, and we need to be quiet. Like, learn the spirit of the hush. Learn the spirit of the hush. You know?
Oh man. C Prince, you want to say something, man? Or CC, you want to say something? I saw you unmuted. You want to say something, CC?
I do. Okay, Chloe. I see you. I hear you. Because when you let a man, if we do sit down and be quiet and let him lead, and he does what he wants to do, that's sexy. If it's your man and he got control and he know what he trying to, that's what you want. It's not gonna be like that every day, but the days that you really liking what he doing and you sitting back and chilling out, not saying a word, it's beautiful. It is. But
Okay.
I just don't see it in this new generation. I truly don't see it. I don't see it. Y'all got to show me a couple, not y'all, a couple, because I'm older than y'all. So the ones that I see now, it's just like, okay, where y'all going? How far y'all gonna even last? How many days y'all gonna be together? Because it ain't gonna be more than a week. So it's just like, it's pitiful to me. And I'm starting to sound like my age now because I see the difference. I truly do see it. And I just hope it changes some kind of way. But the women, to me, and I am a woman, but they are too much into themselves. They're not really into the man. They want the man to see them, look at them, but then when you get them, you don't really want them no more. Just for how long you want to use them. But I don't know. Then I feel for y'all sometimes on how these women now, they just too much. They just the eyelashes and all that crazy mess. It's just too far. It's just too much. I look like Miss Piggy. Not everybody. I'm not judging. I'm just saying what I seen. What you know what I mean? Those
No, we know.
eyelashes. Come on.
No, we
Oh
know what you're
gosh,
talking about.
but why did we have to change so much as a people? We are beautiful people. Period. Why do we have to get all costumed up all the time? And then a lot of people aren't happy when they can't get that costume. They're not happy. Then they go into depression. So many other things. But if your money run out, you can't get your nails done, you don't want to go nowhere. Them the
Right.
hands you was born with. What's the difference? Just clean them up.
Right.
But I don't know. I
Now you're
don't
right
know.
about that. I want to put this comment back up because I think this comment explains a lot of this for me. Corinne dropped this comment. She said, "You have to know when to play your role. If you are truly looking for an alpha male, you got to lead. Let's see. You have to allow him to lead. However he chooses, and trust that whatever his decisions are, you will follow without question." Um, and I appreciate you dropping that comment, Corinne. Like I said, I think for me, this is what a lot of this goes back to. We have lost sight of our roles. What I'm saying? Going back to Cece's point earlier, we do. Honestly, we do have a lot of women out here who want to be a dude's mama. Like real talk. And what I mean by that is I don't mean the petty part of being his mama. I mean the part of wanting to call the shots, not wanting him to lead and play his role. So now you want to dictate to him how he needs to lead or how he needs to do this and do that. And see, that's not how that works. That's a break in the roles. And I understand people with the position of what works for your household and all that. But at the end of the day, tradition still has value in our current situation. Roles still have value in our current situation. And we cannot lose sight of that. A lot of that, or a lot of these issues that we're dealing with today is because we've lost sight of that. Yeah, we keep trying to act like, and I'm just gonna put it out there, we keep trying to act like we okay with some of this stuff, but we not. Yep, at the end of the day, I'm gonna say, I've said it before and I say it again. My woman ain't gonna be cutting no grass. I know y'all can sit here and tell me what y'all okay with. I get all of that. My woman ain't gonna be cutting no grass. My woman ain't gonna be painting no siding. She ain't gonna be pouring no concrete. She ain't about to be changing no oil on no truck.
Women's live.
Right. She's capable of doing that stuff.
Lies.
She's capable of doing all of that stuff. but she ain't about to be doing that.
Right.
And that's just what it is. And at the end of the day, there's certain things that my woman, she just ain't gonna want me doing. She gonna handle this or she gonna handle that because that's what she want to do. And that's the part that she wants to make sure it's covered or taken care of the way she wants it taken care of. And that's just what it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. And like I said, we have to get back to the point where we understand or see or basically where we understand the value in those things. Like I said, the people that came before us, they understood those values. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm sure a lot of y'all right now, if y'all think back, y'all grandma wasn't going out cutting no grass. Yeah, your grandma wasn't putting no siding on the house. Your grandma wasn't out there changing her own oil. She wasn't doing that. So it's like we gotta start thinking about this stuff and understanding the value that these roles and these positions play. We gotta understand these responsibilities and how they play into this situation. I'm gonna stop right there. You want to say something, C Prince?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this because I like the word because they use the word play your roles. We can't say people play their roles because the roles might change if you play your roles. People learn how to sit in their roles and what works for you. You know what I'm saying? In your relationship and stuff. People know how to sit and then they balance each other out and they move forward. You know what I'm saying? Because roles change. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with most of us. Roles change, the financials change and stuff. Roles is going to change. You see what I'm saying? So we got to learn how to sit in sit in our role. You know what I'm saying? Do what's comfortable for each other to grow as a couple. Because, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people's roles change, especially during this hardship. A lot of things has been flipped upside down in the household. So we got to learn how to sit in the role, and then we got to know what works for our homes.
Yeah, and I feel that. Well, man, we done went way. This conversation popped off. Eric and Arrington, this conversation popped off. We got about 1 million comments down here. We had a whole bunch of people checked into the show tonight. This thing definitely took off. It's going on 11:30 on this side of town. We probably need to get ready to wrap this thing up. CC, you want to say anything before we get ready to wrap? We're gonna get ready to get out of here. You want to say anything in closing, CC?
Okay, it was a great topic. Y'all need to have a part 2 because you can't finish it all in one setting. But I just hope that this new generation gets some help because I can't even say. I just stay away. But it was nice talking to y'all.
No, we appreciate you coming on. We're glad you checked in with us. I said you got to come on the panels with us more often. I do want to ask this question though, to you, CC, and I said also to everybody in the audience. I said we got a lot of folks in the audience right now, specifically to the ladies. My question to the ladies right now, I said as we get ready to close, is: do ladies even feel like they are doing anything wrong? So in 2021, as we had this conversation around these relationships, roles, and so forth, do the ladies even feel like they're doing anything wrong? So we know we've made it clear that the men is doing a lot of stuff wrong. Your men not doing this, not doing that. They don't clean up after themselves. They do a whole bunch of not doing right. So we made it clear that the men ain't doing nothing right. But do the ladies feel like they are doing anything wrong? And if you do, what is that? I'm just curious.
Okay, like you even asking that, most women will be like offended because we always think we're right all the time, 100% all day long, 24 hours a day. But when you're not like the guys doing their role, but if you're the wife at home, it is a certain role you have. And when he comes home, the house should be clean. It should be clean. Even if you work, you could have cleaned it the night before or somewhere in between. And then when you get home with the kids, it's hard. Because I used to tell my kids, leave me alone for the first 10 minutes. When we get in the house, Just don't talk to me. And you know I'm not mean to them. I'm not mean to any children, but I just would be like, look, I gotta get a break. I gotta get my head together because you know we got this other role we gotta play. Now we a mother. Now we gotta cook. Now we gotta get the clothes together for the next day if we hadn't got it all together for the week. You know, it's so many things that a mother is supposed to do, whether they think so or not. It is. You can't just come home from work, bring your kids, throw them in some room, and go lay down and go to sleep, because that's not how that go. But a lot of women do that. You know, I had a friend that was pregnant. She had her baby. I was there with her. She gave me the baby. I'm like, don't you want to hold your baby? So you know right there it's gonna be some problems because you don't have that mother instinct. You gave the baby to me. So all women don't have what it takes, but I just think like when you come home, you try to do your best. But when the husband get there, he shouldn't point out your flaws or what's not right, because he don't know what happened all the time while he was gone. You know, you
Right.
were at work, and sometimes the man don't need to bring work home. Leave it there. I don't care how bad your day was. You coming home to your family. That's full of love. But you know that don't work all the time either, because you, like you said, we got to be realistic. But women don't do what they supposed to either. But I know one thing that I always do, I never make, I never mess up, is we'll never go without some tissue. That
And that's important.
that is so important. And I got a pet peeve about that. Because, you know, my kids would always not have no tissue in the bathroom, and my husband, whatever. I made sure we had tons of that. And when we had that shortage for the pandemic, oh, I had tons. Y'all could have came to my house and got some tissue.
We gonna keep that in mind.
I can't read.
I
I
ain't
be
mad at
stacking
that.
up now.
See, Prince, no, you gonna wait, see, Prince, because he asked the ladies.
I'm about to tell her.
So you're gonna wait. So I would say what, so your original question was, do we think that we do anything wrong?
Right.
Right? So I don't know. I don't think we do. I don't think as women I don't think we think we do anything wrong. Like, I mean, as a woman, I think we take the position. I obviously cannot speak for every woman, okay? This is just me speaking in general. I think we take the position of those of us who have children, who run a household, regardless if we're single or not. I think we look at it like we do so much and we're in charge of so much that I think it's hard for us sometimes to look at ourselves objectively, because when we look at ourselves and our roles, all we think is that we are, that we do all of this stuff. Like, I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And because we're doing all of these things and we're responsible for things and we're responsible for people and all of this, I think it's hard for us to accept that we got some stuff with us too. Like, so I'm not saying we don't have anything wrong. I'm simply saying I don't think we can accept that because we're too busy thinking about all of the things that we do and all of the things that we're responsible for and all of the things that we are good at. And so I think when we sit back after we done ticking down that list, we like, well, I can't be the problem. Okay, because it got to be somebody else. I can't be the problem because I'm doing everything. I'm holding everything together with bobby pins and safety pin. So no, it ain't me. But the truth is, we all need to do some self-examination because we'll realize that We got some stuff with us that we got to work on. Just like, you know, the men have some stuff with them that they got to work on. I think our biggest thing is we suck at communicating with each other. Like, I think that's the biggest problem. Like, we suck. Like, we listen to each other only to rebuttal. We listen to each other only to respond. We do not listen to each other to actually try and understand each other's perspective. Like, we ain't trying to hear the man perspective. When the man start talking, we turn the volume down until he says something offensive. Then we turn the volume back up and listen long enough so we can respond to that. And that's how our conversations go. And I think that's one of the biggest problems. And I think this definitely needs to have a part 2, because we need to examine, like, in a real way and be honest. Like, we need to get some men and some women on the show, and we need to talk about why is it that we can't communicate with each other. We want to be together. Black women, Black men, we want to be together. We do want to be together, but we can't. We're so hurt by each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're hurt. Black women, we're hurt by our Black men not protecting us, and this, that, and the third. And Black men, y'all don't understand us, and this, that, and the third. And it's like we so busy fighting, arguing our point that we're not making any progress. And so yes, women, we got something with us too. Like, we got something with us. So we all really need to we really need to really like dive into it.
Oh, they calling for that part 2 already. I guess we got a part 2 topic we might have to touch. All right, go ahead, C Prince. I know you ready, Matt. Go ahead, C Prince.
I mean, ask that question one more time. I'll make sure I got it, because I'm gonna tell them the truth.
No, I just wanted to understand, do the ladies do they think that they're doing anything wrong?
Yes, they are.
But nobody asked you. He asked ladies.
I'm gonna
he
tell
didn't
you.
Ask you.
Listen to this. Women, because they accept our bad behavior. And they accept it because they're blinded by pleasure, one, finance, and status. Them 3 things right there blind y'all to our bad behavior for looking for us. Just think about it. You know the man's no good for you, but them 3 things will keep you with that man.
Wait. Hold up.
I promise you.
Are you saying the women? Wait. Are you saying the women is easily bamboozled? Is that what you saying?
Ain't the word. They've been blind to who they are. They ain't bamboozled no more because these men are doing it.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
First of all, nobody asked you. Okay? He said, ladies, do y'all think that y'all have a problem? So first of all, nobody asked you. And second of all, nobody asked you. And most importantly, nobody asked you. That's a different topic. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't some women that, you know what I'm saying, is blinded by all the stuff that you said. I'm not saying that that's not a valid point, but nobody asked you.
I don't know.
You always got something to say. You always talking about women and bums and all of this. I want to know what type of women you be around.
I
be around strong women.
Because you always talk about what a woman to take and a woman be blinded by the wet booty and all of this stuff you say. And I just wanted to know, what type of women do you come across?
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say it like this. When you was a young man, you dabbled in stupidity. So guess what? I ain't young no more. I ain't young no more. So I don't deal with them type of women as I was when I was younger. I attract grown women. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for all that foolishness. You know what I'm saying? That's not I don't move like that no more. That sounds like a pimp talking. I ain't no pimp.
I don't know. We got questions about you, C Prince, because you some of the stuff you say about these women. Who is these women that you talking about?
Listen to this. This is what, you know what the sad thing about it is. I say it, it's like these are the women I be around. But you go outside and see these women every day. you probably got some in your circle. But if a man said it, I'm wrong for saying it.
First
I'm
of
just
all, I
telling the
don't
truth.
have any kind of women like that in my circle.
I'm just telling the truth. I mean,
because
I'm not saying it.
Big Prince, man, you about to start
I
something.
don't
We
keep
gotta
them kind of women in my
we gotta get
circle.
off of here.
I
We
don't.
gotta get off of here. Yeah, see Prince about to start something. We
No.
gotta get off of here.
Yeah,
Y'all
we gonna have to table this one.
yeah, we got a part. So
Put
everybody
this on ice.
everybody who rocking with us tonight, let's say we're gonna do a part 2 on this. I gotta figure out how we're gonna title that. But we got a couple things. We need to touch this communication.
That's what we're gonna title.
What you want to call it? See Prince, say it again. What you want to call it? Unmute yourself.
The women that see Prince attract. Go ahead and say, let's start off like that. How about that?
Oh man, I bet you they'll tune in for that. But yeah, we got to do a part 2 on this because I see we got a lot of stuff we got to work out in this situation. Because at the end of the day, Chloe, I gotta agree with you. I think black men and black women want to be together. But we got all of this bucking. I like to call it bucking. It's like we fighting each other. It's like we don't want to listen to each other. We don't, we just got all of these things going on now. That's in between why we can't just come together and sync up and be in a relationship and it work. So yeah, we need a part 2 of this. So like I said, shout out to everybody who joined us tonight. Erica, like I said, I agree with you. I said we definitely do, but we got all these problems, these little things sitting in the middle of it that we got to hash out. Shout out to everybody who joined us tonight. Shout out to all the ladies. Like I said, this comment string is so long. But shout out to Erica, Peter, Tanika, Corinne, and they so deep in here. Tanika, let's say they all in here. Barbara Price. Shout out to CC joining us on the panel tonight. Yeah, this thing is long. But yeah, shout out to everybody who joined us tonight in the comments. Shout out to everybody who came on the panel. Shout out to everybody who just watched the feed tonight. Like I said, we appreciate the continued support. Like I said, this is Look in the Mirror, the Conversation. I'm one of your co-hosts, Quay Price. Our other co-host, King, he dropped off on us, but he was with us a little earlier. We do this show every Thursday night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, every Thursday night. Like I said, shout out to Chloe, shout out to C Prince for coming on tonight, doing what he do. Shout out to Chloe for dropping the gems for the ladies. Like I said, shout out to CC coming up on the panel with us and dropping her gems as well. But once again, we do this every Thursday night. With that being said, everybody have an awesome night, and we'll catch you guys next Thursday.